Hi, thank you for tuning in to Luana's Urban Voices. I, let me hide some of this. I wanted to talk to you guys today about the South Carolina couple who on December, um, I'm sorry, the South Carolina couple who burned a cross on their black neighbor's yard, telling their black neighbors they wanted them out of the neighborhood. They had already killed a black woman in the past and they weren't beyond killing black people again. This is South Carolina. This is what we call in the South a sundown town. Um, Sundown towns states, were towns within certain southern states where black people weren't allowed to drive through, weren't allowed to live in, and pretty much knew do not go into that town because you are going to get pulled over, possibly beat, hanged, killed, something. So the sundown towns were really, really bad back during the height of KKK, back in the early, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, um, even into the 70s. Sundown towns were really major. As of August 2022, there are still several sundown towns in multiple states in the United States where Black people do not live, do not move, do not even drive through because it's still that racist and they know that it can be detrimental to their health. The couple in South Carolina had been harassing this Black family several months. They finally got arrested for burning the cross and making threats to where now they're going to have to face some type of court time and hopefully some type of jail time. But I did some research. I was wondering, is this a random thing or has this been going on? So when you look up cross burning incidents in the South, Mississippi, North Carolina, Georgia, Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, then you have Illinois, you have Indiana. I'm like, there are so many incidents where people are still burning crosses in their black neighbor's yard because they don't want them in the neighborhood. And I'm like, it's 2023. And if you have a problem with your neighbor because of their skin color, that's a problem. If you have a problem with your neighbor because they're just a bad neighbor, that's a whole different ball game. But to burn a cross tells me you have a problem with your neighbor because of their skin color. And I'm thinking as we get ready to go into 2024 with Donald Trump once again leading the Republican nomination for president, these racist people are now coming back to the forefront even stronger, saying, I want to make America great. Not realizing that they don't they aren't the natives to America. They came over and stole this country from the Native Americans. But now that they're here and they feel they are entitled to this country, that we're going backwards in progress. Um, the fact that you're still burning crosses in people's yards is amazing to me. I'm like, this has got to be some kind of joke. And then when I saw that there's still sundown towns in 2023, I was like, wow, we have gone or come so far, but not far enough. At some point in time, as Americans, we're going to have to start treating each other as Americans. We're going to have to start being fair on how we treat each other and acknowledge that although we have skin color differences, we're basically all people, all bleed red. We all have the same feelings. We all have the same um I don't know. We all have skin and bones and blood and vessels and hearts, and we're basically all human except for the outer appearance. Some of us are light skinned, some of us are white, some of us are brown, some of us are tan, some of us are orange, and it's just the different shades of your skin. But if we were all skinless, we would all be the same. We'd all be the same. We'd be humans. We wouldn't have this um we wouldn't be able to tell each other apart if we were all skinless. If we all had no skin on the outside of our body, then we would see that we are all basically human beings with the same organs. We all have hearts, we all have livers, we all have two arms, two legs, 10 toes, whatever. We are all people, and this hatred because of my color, that's got to stop. The hatred. And it's funny because in one video, I'm stating that I don't even know how to word it correctly. So in one video, I'm stating that Majors got into a lot of this issue because of his girlfriend who was non-black. But would that have happened, or would the situation be different if he was a white actor and she was a black girlfriend? How would the dynamics be different? Would this white actor lose everything because he was abusive to a black girlfriend? And even though we don't want to think color plays a part in our world, it does. Oh my gosh, color plays, it's still playing a major part in 2023. We're about to go into 2024. And I keep thinking that as we have a lot more biracial children, that maybe racism is going to go away. But no, it's not. It's it's not going away. It's not getting better. It's like, what can we do? What can we do to make sure that we are somehow tackling this unnecessary hatred in our country? We have got to come up with real reasons to hate people other than the color of their skin. Try looking at the content of their character. The two people in South Carolina who burned the cross on their neighbor's yard, people could dislike you just because you guys are idiots. Maybe you are not, maybe you're jealous of your neighbors. Maybe you're upset because they were able to, maybe their house looks better than yours. Maybe their yard is more manicured than yours. Maybe you feel like they were trying to upstage you. Maybe they had nicer cars. Maybe they were eating steak and lobster. Who knows? But why would you hate on your neighbor unless they were just really bad neighbors? Um, and when you have a really bad neighbor, it doesn't matter what their skin color is, they're just a really bad neighbor. But these people have said, the couple that were harassed has said as soon as they moved into the neighborhood, you came in with the N word this, the N word that. We don't want you in our neighborhood. You need to move. We've killed a black woman before. We'll do it again. Then you burn a cross in their yard on Thanksgiving just to intimidate them. Whenever I hear stories or wherever I read stories about the hatred in our country, it's heartbreaking because we don't deserve to be mistreated based on the color of our skin. But then again, nobody deserves to be mistreated based on the color of their skin. I always say criminals, um, criminals come in all races. So there is no one race that has more criminals than another race. All races have criminals. So you can't say that black people are automatic criminals when every race has criminals. Um, you can't say that minorities are the problem with our country when every race has issues. Every race has bad people. Every race has um, good, bad, and the ugly. I choose to believe that the majority of people are good. I truly believe that the majority of the people in our country, in the United States of America, are good people. I do believe that the majority of the people in our neighborhoods want to live in peace, want to get along with each other, want want to enjoy each other's presence and company and all of that good stuff. I truly believe that. I believe there's still, I would say 80-20. I still believe there's 20% of the world that's hateful, but I do want to believe that 80% of the world is not. I could totally be wrong. I just cannot believe that we have 50% that hate and 50% that don't. I just won't buy that. I want to say that it's 80-20. And you're always going to have your haters. I get that. But I'm hoping as we progress as a country and don't reelect Donald Trump as a president, that maybe we can start becoming um, a more positive country and start working together to improve our communities. I want to improve all of our communities. Let's not make it about race. Let's make it about humanity. Let's make it about people getting together and showing how much we have in common compared to what we don't have in common. Let's do that. Let's make 2024 a year where we try to find common ground so that we're not so quick to pull out the race card. You know, you have a black man dating a white woman, it doesn't go her way. Oh, this big black man hurt me. Or you have the um, white man going against the black man saying, oh, I felt intimidated that he was going to hurt me, so I had to kill him. Um, we have to get rid of that mentality because it doesn't matter your skin color. If you're going to commit a crime, you're going to commit a crime. Um, no one is out to intimidate anyone or should not be out to intimidate anyone. We should all be looking more internal. What type of character are they? What type of character do they have? What type of person are they? Are they nice people? Are they helpful people? We should be looking more towards that because there's going to come a time in this country where some foreign country is going to come in and attack us. I mean, you know, you have Russia just attacking Ukraine for no reason, Hamas attacking Israel, and Israel retaliating, and now you have Iran getting involved. So you have all these countries that are starting this war. And if war was to come to our country, to the United States of America, you better rest assured we all become Americans. And we're not going to care about Billy Joe Bob or um, Daryl down the street. We're all going to be on the same side protecting our country. Because at the end of the day, we're all Americans. And we're going to fight for our country, just like everybody fights for their country. So I don't want to see us fighting each other. I don't want to see Americans fighting each other unnecessarily if we don't have to. We have to figure out a way to live in peace and harmony and stop making everything about race. Let's just take race out of it for a moment and start to judge people on the content of their character, on their personality, on how they treat others, on how they personally behave, on how they maintain um their property or whatever. Let's stop being jealous of each other and let's see how we can work together as a country, as a people, as Americans. Let's stop saying Black American, white American, Mexican American. Let's just say we're all Americans. We have different cultures, different backgrounds, but at the end of the day, we're all Americans. I don't want to change your culture. I don't want to change your background. I want to embrace it, learn more about it, and embrace the fact that you can be this American, I can be this American, but we're just Americans. Let's take some of this tension out of our country. Let's try and go into a new year with less hate and more tolerance. Less hate, more tolerance. Maybe that could be our next motto for 2024. Less hate, more tolerance. Let's try to work together as Americans and not so much breaking down each type of American. Let's just be Americans for a year and see how that works. Those are my two thoughts. Those are my opinions. I just hate that that couple, that the black family had to deal with someone burning a cross in their front yard on Thanksgiving. That's got to be heartbreaking. And to the couple, to the white couple that did that, that's really sad that you think that way and that you thought that that was okay. I'm glad you're being charged, and I hope it sends a message that we need to be better people. Everybody. We just need to be better people. So, thank you for tuning in to Lawana's Urban Voices. As always, I ask that you refer a friend, ask them to watch, um, and just thank you for tuning in. And I appreciate all of the support. Any questions or comments, please put them down below. And thanks so much. Bye, guys.